Okay, page 5, number 15 says your family goes to a Southern style restaurant for dinner. There are 6 people in your family. Some ordered the chicken dinner for $14 and some ordered the steak dinner for $17. If the total bill was $99, how many people ordered each for dinner? Okay, so first make sure you read the problem carefully and look for what do they tell you and what are you looking for. Well, the question is how many people ordered each dinner? And so there's 6 people. Some ordered the chicken, some ordered the steak. And the question is how many order the chicken and how many order the steak? And so we have 2 unknowns here. We have 2 unknowns. The first unknown would be the number of people that ordered chicken, right? How many people ordered chicken? We don't know. We need to find that out. The other unknown would be how many order the steak. We don't know. We need to find that out. So those are the 2 unknowns. And what we need to do is assign variables to those items. So let's just call the number of people who ordered chicken, we'll call that X, and the number of people who ordered steak, we will call that Y. Okay? Now, we need to write a system. We need to write 2 equations that work together, write a system so that we can solve for X and Y, which would tell us the number of chicken and the number of steak. And so here we're given information about the cost, right? For the chicken dinner, how much does the chicken dinner cost? What does it tell you in the problem? Well, that third sentence says some ordered the chicken dinner for $14. Okay, so first, the cost that's going to be for a chicken dinner, it is $14, right? $14 times the number of people who order it. That will give you the amount of money that comes from chicken dinners, right? Like if 3 people ordered the chicken dinner, of course it would be 3 times 14, right? If 5 people ordered the chicken dinner, it would be 5 times 14. But we don't know how many ordered the chicken dinner, so we're just calling it X, right? So 14 times X, that would give you the cost for chicken, plus we have the cost for steak. And how much does a steak dinner cost? It says some ordered the steak dinner for how many dollars? 17, right? So 14 times the chicken, that would give you the cost for the chicken, plus $17 times the number of people who order it, right? So 14x plus 17y equals how many total dollars? What does it say the total bill was? $99, right? So there's our first equation. This first equation, we'll call it equation number 1. This tells us the cost in dollars for the meals ordered. Now, next, we know how many people are ordering, how many people in the family ate at this restaurant. It says 6, right? 6. And of those 6, some ordered the chicken and some ordered the steak. But remember, we don't know how many ordered the chicken and the steak. So for the second equation, we're just going to say some ordered the chicken, some number ordered the chicken, plus some number ordered the steak, for a total of how many people that ordered, how many people ate? 6, right? So now we have our 2 equations based on the information given to us. And what we need to do here is solve for X and Y so that we can say how many ate chicken and how many ate steak. So we could solve by graphing, we could solve by substitution, or we could solve by elimination using LOAS, right? Line up, opposites, add, sub in. Let's do that method, LOAS. So are the equations lined up in this system? X is stacked, Y is stacked, constant stacked. So yes, they are lined up. Do I have opposite terms right now? You're right, I don't, right? And so if I don't have opposite terms, I need to get opposite terms. I could choose to eliminate X or I could choose to eliminate Y. How about let's eliminate X? So if this is 14X, what is the opposite of 14X? You're right, negative 14X. So how would I get X to be negative 14X? Yeah, I would multiply by negative 14. So this entire equation, I'm going to multiply by negative 14. Now don't be thrown off and put the negative 14 on this side. Remember, it can go on this side or on this side. It means the same thing. You're going to multiply every term in the equation by negative 14. Okay, now that top equation is staying the same, right? This is staying the same. So I'm just going to bring that down. 14x plus 17y equals 99. The first equation stays the same. Now the second equation, like we just said, I'm multiplying by negative 14. So negative 14 rainbow x. The rainbow reminds me to multiply. So negative 14 times x is negative 14x. Negative 14 times y is negative 14y. Negative 14 times 6 equals negative 84. Okay? Now my equations are lined up. I have opposite terms, so now I can add. Put a little plus sign for add. 14x plus negative 14x, they eliminate, right? They're gone. 17y plus negative 14y, that's 3y, right? Different sign, subtract, keep the big guy. Bring the equal sign down. 99 plus negative 84, that is 15, right? Again, different sign, subtract, keep the big guy. Solve for y by dividing by 3 on both sides so that y equals 5. Now, what does y represent? What does y tell us? Y tells us the number of steak, right? So 5 people ordered the steak dinner. And so to get x, what are we going to do? We're going to use s, right, on low as. We've lined up, we got opposite terms, we added, now we sub in. The second equation will probably be the easiest to sub into because the second equation that we wrote was x plus y equals 6. And now we know what y is, so we plug it in right there. So x plus 5 equals 6. Move 5 to the other side so that x equals 1. X equals 1. And what does x tell us? X is the number of people who ordered chicken, right? So one person ordered chicken and 5 people ordered steak.